I'm going to use problem 3.2a from your book to show you some examples of preparing adjusting entries and the journal entries that go along with them. I'm going to scroll down through all of this to the journal entry worksheet so we can actually do them. The first one says the office supplies account started the year with a $4,000 balance. During 2015, company purchased supplies for $13,400, which was added to the office supplies account. Inventory of supplies available at December 31st totaled $2,554. So the first thing you're going to do is say, how much did we use? And that amount will go to your supplies expense, office supplies expense. Now to figure it out, you're going to bring up my handy little calculator here and start with $4,000 in the beginning plus the $13,400 that they added to it, and subtract what's left. And what was left was $2,554. So they must have used $14,846, and that's the amount of the expense. And we're going to credit our office supplies account, if I could spell, for the same amount. You took what you started with, add to it what you purchased, and then what I have left is $2,554. So I had to have used this amount to get to that $2,554 left. For the second one, we're going to have to scroll up to the insurance. They're not making it easy for me. Analysis of insurance policies provides the following data. On April 1st, 2013, they purchased 24 months worth of coverage for $14,400. On April 1st, 2014, 3 years worth for $12,960. August 1st, 2015, a year for $2,400. These journal entries are being done on December 31st, 2015. So we have to figure out for each one of these how many months of coverage were in that particular year and what the per month coverage is for each one. This one is a little trickier than anything you would probably see on an exam, but it's a good one to show you how it works. So I would suggest you draw a T account for this and start with, or a timeline. Start with the first one. April 1st, 2013 should go from April of 2013 to April of 2014 to April of 2015. So in 2015 you had January, February, March, and April covered. So 4 months for the first one. $14,400 divided by 24 months gives you $600 a month. Times 4 gives you $2,400. That's the cost for the first one, the expense. For B, it was purchased April 1st, 2014, so it goes till April 1st, March 31st, 2017. This is 2015, so we would have a whole year's worth, correct? $12,960 divided by 36 equals 360 times 12. I did that the long way, or 4320. And for the last one, it was purchased in August. $2,400 a month divided by 12 gives you $200 a month. We have August, September, October, November, and December of this year. So times 5 gives you $1,000. So I have $1,000 plus 4320 plus 2,400 equals 7,720 for our expense. We're going to call this insurance expense. How much did I say it was? 77.20, and credit prepaid insurance for the same amount. That one's tricky. Hopefully we got it right. Record the entry. This one again, I would draw a timeline for. Company has 15 employees who earn a total of $19.60 in salaries each working day. They are paid each Monday for their work in the 5-day work week ending on the previous Friday. If December 31st is on a Tuesday, and all employees work the first 2 days of that week, New Year's Day is a paid holiday, they will be paid salaries for 5 full days on January 6, 2016. The journal entry that we want here is for the salaries expense or wages expense for 2015. So we have 2 days. They worked the first 2 days of that week. 1960 times 2 is $39.20. That's the expense that you want to record. And since it won't be paid until the next pay period ends, it's a payable for $39.20. Purchased a building on January 1st, 2015, cost $160,000. Expected to have a $45,000 salvage value at the end of the predicted 30-year life. Annual depreciation is $30,500. They've already given you the amount. You don't have to calculate it. You just need to record depreciation expense on the building of $30,500 and credit accumulated depreciation on the building of $30,500. Since the company isn't large enough to occupy the entire building it owns, it rented space to a tenant at $3,000 a month starting on November 1st. The rent was paid on time on November 1st. Amount received was credited to the rent earned account. They didn't pay the December rent. Company has worked out an agreement with the tenant who has promised to pay both December and January on January 15th. So what we're going to do is, I believe, rent receivable. Do we have a rent receivable? Yes. For, how much was it? $3,000. And rent earned $3,000. On November 1st, the company rented space to another tenant for $2,800. Tenant paid 5 months' rent in advance on that date. The payment was recorded with a credit to unearned rent. So what you want to do now is show the rent that's actually been earned. So debit unearned rent for 2 months worth, November and December. 2,800 times 2, 5,600. And now it's been earned, so you can credit rent earned 5,600. Record it, and done. And those are your journal entries. I'm not sure what this is. And this is really all I want you to do for this part.